So Josh, how much money did you make last month?
The month of August, I made $16,000. Dude, to be honest, you inspired me. Without you, I couldn't have done this. And like this is real. This works. This can give you guys opportunities you never would have dreamed of. And living proof. Living proof right here.
Another episode of On the Road with the Loan Signing System. Here with signing agent Josh. This story, as all the stories, are crazy, inspiring. Let me just get right out of the gate here. Josh is a full-time teacher. What do you teach? What do you teach?
I teach special ed math.
Special ed. That is so beautiful.
For high school, at a high school level.
So beautiful, man. I mean, what you're doing for your community is unbelievable. Special ed, that takes a certain level of patience. The success you do have right now as a loan signing agent is inspiring. So I want to inspire other teachers and everybody. So Josh, how much money did you make last month?
The month of August, I made $16,000.
Say that one more time. How much money did you make last month?
$16,000.
How does it feel when you say that, man?
I haven't really said it out loud too much, but no, it feels great. And dude, to be honest, you inspired me. Without you, I couldn't have done this. And like this is real. This works. This can give you guys opportunities you never would have dreamed of. And living proof. Living proof right here.
I mean, if you get Josh's story even inspire people more, not only is it $16,000, he's done that in his first full month. He's only been a signing agent for 3 months. We are roughly 2 weeks into the month of September. Josh, how much money have you made this month?
$11,700.
And that is around your full-time teaching schedule. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Around my full-time, 5-day a week, 8 to 3 teaching schedule.
Oh, man, I hope teachers, I really want to inspire some teachers. Josh, I told you this before we hit record, and I want to say it to you again, is, I think teachers are the most undervalued profession in America. You are underpaid. You are underappreciated. So let me say thank you. The fact that you are dealing with special ed is just the most beautiful thing, man. So thank you. And for all the teachers out here, I'm hoping Josh will inspire you, because Josh is going to tell you exactly how he organizes $16,000 a month around his full-time teaching schedule. For some of you other non-teaching signing agents out there, he's still going to show you how, he works a full-time schedule 8 to 3, and he's still able to work nights and weekends and make $16,000. When I say that out loud a couple times, man, what are you feeling?
It's good. I guess it hasn't sunk in too much. I'm just thankful for it. And every time, I go out and do it, it's it's an opportunity that I know a lot of people don't have, but could have. Yeah. And so I think it's very important to understand why you're doing it, not just so much because you're doing it.
Oh man, you said that beautifully. Why you're doing it instead of because you're doing it. So let's speak of the why, right? I think you've seen a few of these episodes. I always ask the same question to every single student, why was it that you were looking for a second income, man? Or more specifically, why did you become a signing agent?
Well, I'm newly married. Me and my wife are both teachers. We want to start a family. And to be honest, man, the teacher salary, even both of us, is just not going to cut it. It makes me nervous. It's a little scary that, this is my career, which I love, absolutely love doing. And I love, I like who I work with. I really enjoy it. I have a lot of good friends. But yeah, it's just not cutting it. And, and it's scary. You want to progress in life and you have your career, but then at the same time, it's not going to cut it. And that's scary. Something you had to go to college for, I have 2 master's degrees and I'm still thinking that way. So that's something that's going to be, and I think, just in the back of all teachers' minds.
Well, I appreciate you saying something I think a lot of people know, but it doesn't really get out there. And the fact is, you guys are underpaid. Teachers in general, you have such an amazing responsibility of educating our future. but yet, you have 2 master's degrees. Your wife is also a teacher, and you're still scared of raising a family. And to me, that's disheartening, right? I think like the
Yeah.
last thing on your mind, doing something so profound for our communities, and you're still worried about, being able to provide for children coming in. And so thank you, man, first off, for just saying that. Because I think a lot of teachers, have that same feelings you do, just don't say it, or they end up living really, really below their means when they
Yeah.
obviously deserve so much more. And I know, when me and you were emailing back and forth or on Instagram or whatnot, you're saying, Mark, I want to inspire other teachers because anyone could do this. Any teacher could do this. And so, kind of on that wavelength, to inspire another teacher, did you have any previous mortgage experience? Were you a former escrow officer, a former real estate agent, a former lender before you got into this business?
No, nothing. No previous real estate experience versus just me watching videos, podcasts like everyone else is probably doing right now.
I love it.
No, none at all. And yeah, it works.
And
We're here.
I bring that up because, I want another teacher to start. I don't want, sometimes there's hesitancy from students out there. And, I want to kind of speak to some teachers today specifically. I don't want a teacher thinking, okay, like you said, I'm a special ed teacher. How in the world am I going to learn mortgage, right? You're proof that in 3 months, dude, in 3 months, you went from, we're going to get your income journey a little bit, but you've basically made 30, 40 grand in 3 months. Like, how does that compare to your teacher's salary?
To be 100% honest, I am making probably like 3 times the amount as I do as a teacher, and which is astonishing, and I mean, we make it work on where we're at. It's good to have a consistent income coming in every single month, and your retirement pension, you have that good schedule, summers off. But once again, it's not going to cut it. And this opportunity that I think all teachers, anyone, I mean, the process you had to do to go through just to become a teacher, your credential program, all the college, and now in just a matter of a time, just being dedicated, being focused, having belief in yourself, you're going to end up so many miles ahead in a relatively quick amount of time if you just
I think 3 months is pretty darn quick to make 40 grand.
yeah, that is. Yeah, it's really quick. Yeah. And it's just picking up. The first month, just to be honest, it wasn't slow at all. But you're starting, you're learning the curve. It's a learning curve just like anything else. And once things start picking up, you start getting things going. It's amazing.
I love it. I think you said something that I'd like to talk about a little bit more, and that is, you brought up a crazy point, right? You get to go through all this schooling. You yourself have 2 master's degree, but yet to be a signing agent, you have a notary commission, and you took my course. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy to think about. And what you said, you make 3 times what you do as a teacher, and you have a notary commission and took an online course, and you're making 3 times the amount of money with an education that took you 5-7 years and probably 80 to 100 grand in debt.
Yeah, lots and lots of money that I'm still paying back, which is okay. And in time, years.
You teachers, people who have the heart to teach, man, you don't do it for the money, right? You knew going into this, like, it wasn't about the money. And, you went into it because you said you love what you do and you love giving back and love to educate the youth. And so to you, thank you. I think a lot, the firefighters get a lot of thank yous, and the police officers get thank you, and the military gets thank you. But I want to say thank you to you, man. And thank you to all the teachers, because you have a thankless job, and I have a son, and I couldn't imagine like trying to, herd like 30 of my sons in one room. And so, and so thank you, man. I just want to make sure I say that on that. And the next point is,
appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And I appreciate all the other teachers out there too. I think they're doing a tremendous job, especially during this time. I think everyone and living up to it, doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah, no, the most important job is educating our youth, man, and especially with you with our special ed and just being super patient and I mean, it doesn't sound like you want to quit your job anytime soon because you love it.
Not at
You just
all.
want the extra income to help raise a family and
Yeah.
have solid footing and make sure that your wife knows, like, look, babe, we're going to be okay. Let's start our family. And so I think that's a beautiful thing. So I hope people are inspired for so many different reasons. In 3 months, you're able to scale this business in
Yeah.
literally 3 months. It's insane to me, man. So let's take people through that journey together. So I believe today is September 19th, 2020. And so let's talk about, when did you get the course, when did you start diving into the loan signing system?
I believe July 1st, very beginning. I took
Okay.
your course and I went head right into it because I knew I was going to start soon.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to start prepared, and going through all that schooling, understanding like, yeah, it's not just, okay, here you go. You got a degree. You're good to go. Same concept, right? Oh, your commission means you're good to go. Not the case.
Love it. Okay, so let's walk people through that, right? Well, I want to walk another teacher through your timeline so they can see. So you started about July 1st. When did you get your first signing appointment in July?
My first signing appointment was July 21st.
Cool.
I did one. My first one, I just started out with just the one day.
Love it. Okay, so I heard that took you about 3 weeks, 3 weeks to get through the course, to apply what's in the course. And I think that's a realistic timeline, right? I always get a question like, Mark, how long is it going to take? And I say, look, everyone's different. And so for you, it took about 3 weeks, but that was 3 weeks of studying. You're obviously a teacher, so you're probably pretty good at studying. But cool, I want another teacher to kind of hear your timeline.
Yeah.
So it took about 3 weeks from zero knowledge to getting your very first signing appointment. So that last 9 days, I don't know how many days in July, but 9 or 10 days of July, how much money did you make more or less in that last 9 or 10 days?
$4,000.
$4,000. I mean, honestly, in what other business in America can you start on July 1st and by the end of July, you can make $4,000? Like, what?
Dude, I haven't done it yet. I've just the first one. So I haven't found, yeah, it's crazy. It's, it works. I mean, you're going to hear me say this over and over. It works, coming from living proof right here.
I love it. Because I want to inspire people even more. So, but I hope people always love hearing your income journey. So then your first full month into the business, which would be August, and then you told us you made $16,000. And then you're halfway through September, and you're obviously on your way to the 20K club. I mean, $20,000, in the business world, there's something called a run rate, right? So your run rate at $20,000 for a year is $250,000.
Oh yeah, no, and those are the numbers I do in my head all the time. I'll be thinking, you know what? That's just the change, the opportunity it gives you and your family, and the opportunity to start a family, and having that peace of mind that this is something that's going to be consistent, that you can do with the job you love doing and giving back and helping, and then I have an opportunity to give back in another way. And this is I'm also the head wrestling coach of our boys and girls wrestling teams. I was, wrestler all through college, so I do that, and that's kind of been put on a little bit of a hold, obviously, because of the COVID. But this is why I do it. I love to give back, and this gives me more of an opportunity to give back in, not only to my family, but also to my student athletes as well.
Man, I got the chills. Honestly, I love it. I mean, you have service for a living, and the idea that you are able to now build a business that gives you, $100,000 a year in your sleep, basically, and also give back to your community through teaching and helping raise part of our America's youth. I think it's beautiful, man. I mean, let's speak to another teacher right now, Josh, and anybody watching, but I want to speak to a teacher, because you teachers are cut from the same cloth of service and giving. And so speaking to another teacher right now, let's speak to them, speak to them in the camera. Do you think they should be a signing agent?
I absolutely believe every single teacher in America, and if they do in other countries too, should definitely be a signing agent. No questions asked, 100%. I mean, I can't, it's just a no-brainer. I mean, we could talk for days about the benefits of why. And I'll tell you one thing, I mean, I'm always in a good mood when I teach anyways, but now it's you have that peace of mind as you're teaching. It's just so much better.
It's crazy. I didn't think about that, right? I mean, that's crazy. So, again, you teach because you want to give, but we're all humans and we have bills to pay. And so I never really put it together that, like, while you're there, the idea is you still have bills and you have a family you want to start in the background. Like, as a human, that's going to emotionally kind of weigh you down no matter how much you want to mask it, right? And the fact that then now the financial aspect of your life you feel very comfortable with now makes you a better teacher, because no matter what a teacher says, the financial piece of being a teacher is going to weigh him down to a certain degree.
Yeah,
And,
of course.
oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, now I'm just I'm like, I always thought I had pretty good peace of mind, but now it's like just really, I'm just more, I mean, I'm excited. I'm always excited, but I'm really excited to talk to my students. Geez, I hope a lot of my students can do this when they graduate. I mean, there's some that are just so attentive to specific details, and I think they would do a great job. And man, I just want to keep sharing and sharing, and the more I give, the more I get. It's what I realize. So.
Man, that's what I said. It's the loan signing system way, man. I'm so proud of you. I hope I say that enough, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you for taking the time today. We actually had this, this is Sunday, so he's taking time away from his family, his wife, to do this with me. And so we had to move this appointment back because you had so many signings doing on a Sunday. I mean, that was beautiful. You're like, Mark, I got a signing. Sorry, I got to move the appointment. Mark, I got another signing. I got to move the appointment. It's a great thing.
Yeah, man. I had a $1,400 weekend, and it didn't seem like I did much, to be honest.
Say that one more time.
I had a $1,400 weekend. I mean, it's not even 5 o'clock on a Sunday. It feels like I didn't do too much, to be honest. I did a couple seller signings. It's literally like once you get the hang of it, it just kind of goes and flows. And I really enjoy doing it on the weekend.
Did you ever think that you would make $1,400 on a weekend on a part-time business?
No, not. If I was like a contractor and I was working like 14 hours a day, manual labor, but not, no, definitely not.
Okay. I mean, I love it. So let's talk about, I want to speak to some teachers here, and maybe, there's some other people who have 8 to 3 part-time jobs or whatnot. So let's talk about this. So I want to really talk about the execution of how you're making so much money around. Now, full disclosure, in August, you were 50% off because you had summers off. And then you started full-time teaching again. So, about 4 weeks into July and August, you obviously had summer vacations. But again, another great reason why this is great for teachers. If you have a summer off,
100%.
Make the money in the summer, man. Like,
winter break, spring break, Thanksgiving break, you get those breaks too. And that's the time as well.
I didn't even think about that. You're right. So I hope teachers are hearing this, right? You have summers off, bada bang, you can make an extra 25 grand in the summer or whatever, right? So let's take the summer part of your schedule out of the equation, because during the summer, you're just working a full-time gig, obviously. So let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the schooling 8 to 3. So we are middle COVID, but you got to be in front of your computer teaching children 8 to 3, just like a normal job. When I say normal job, I mean like if you're in the classrooms, what I should state.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your schedule to really kind of enlighten other teachers what a $16,000 a month part-time teaching a teacher makes and how it works. So you start school at 8, you end school at 3. Talk through like a Monday, Tuesday on what your day looks like, so another teacher can get an idea.
Monday morning, believe it or not, people have jobs like you guys. So they will need to do a signing early in the morning. It happens almost every day for me. I'll get a signing done about 6:45, 7 in the morning. I'll drop off docs at title because they usually get there right before 8 o'clock. Then I'll be home ready to teach my class, ready to rock and roll. And then I already have $175 or whatever the fee was to start the day. And it's not even 8 o'clock. So I mean, that in my mind was already pretty amazing as it was, having $175 before I even start my actual job. So, I mean.
Epic. Okay. So you get this thing in the morning, you work during the day. Let's take it through the next. So you do a signing before your class starts at 8. You do your class from 8 to 3. Walk us through the next.
Then right after I'm ready to rock and roll, I'll have my next one set up. And then by then they kind of just start pulling in. Like, hey, Josh, you're going to be over here. Can you do one over here? And before you know it, I have like 4 or 5 for the day. And the more you do, the better you get at it. And so the more organized you are and the easier it gets. And ironically enough, the more money you make because you're getting that direct business too, once you get going and on top of the signing. So the more it's amazing how it all just kind of funnels together. And then if I did as many signings I did when I first started, when I wasn't teaching, I don't think, I mean, that would have been a little difficult. But now that now that I'm doing it, I got my schedule, I'm teaching, it's like no different. My income's still the same from it, if probably more now, because I'm more structured, more organized, and I have to be.
Okay, so let's talk to a teacher like this. So what I hear is 8. So you try to get a signing in before the workday if you can, and then you work 8 to 3. Then you're doing your signings in the evening. Let's talk about printing, picking up docs. Again, I want a teacher to hear how they can work their teaching schedule around being a signing agent. So 8 to 3 is it my assumption? When you're teaching, you're not answering the phone, but at lunchtime you can. You're organizing future signings and doing your lunch break. You get them at 3. So talk about like how the appointment times come in when you're organizing them, so a teacher can wrap their head around how it's working.
Just like anything else, you'll get a text message, sometimes a phone call, but I do communicate that with even signing services as well as title companies that I will be teaching. So a text message would be best. And, we got the kids get a, 5-10 minute break between classes, 5 minutes actually, depending. And, they'll give me plenty of time, several times throughout that period, to check my phone and start organizing my day. And when I'm teaching, I'm focused, but when I'm doing this, it's very simple to organize my day around while I'm teaching, but also for when I'm done teaching for the day.
Perfect.
And we're talking, I'll have 4 or 5 set up by the time I'm done teaching, and I'll know, do I have to print? Do I not? Do I have to go pick up docs? We're already ready to go.
Cool. So what I'm hearing, and what I think another teacher should hear is, you're able, it only takes a few minutes to organize appointments, say yes or no on text messages. So the 5-minute, 10-minute breaks you get in between periods, you can execute, organize loan appointments. At lunchtime, you can organize loan appointments. So I just want a teacher to wrap their head around, how you're organizing appointments throughout your actual workday. And it's only taking you 5 minutes in between the class times that you can sit there and organize. And so I'm hoping a teacher hears this and realizes truly how easy it is to organize, to be a signing agent around being a full-time teacher.
100%. It's very, very simple to organize. Once again, like you just said, it only takes like a minute or two. It's like a yes or no, or if you can't do it at that time, say, hey, I can't do it at this time. And then, especially if it's a title, they like working with you. You work for them, you partner, you have a good experience for both of you. They'll work around you. They'll contact, as you're teaching, they always contact the client for me, and they'll say, hey, can you meet at this time? And just in a text, yes or no. And usually it's yes. People like working around helping people. So that's what I noticed. A lot of people are, they're in the business of helping others. So.
Okay, so let's take a student, because like this is going to live on YouTube, so by the time some teachers watch this, will be back full-time classroom settings.
Yeah.
Let's kind of talk about how you envision, because we're in the middle of COVID right now. So obviously you're working from home, teaching from your laptop, kind of like we're doing right now, right? And so
Zoom.
Yeah, Zoom. And so let's talk about like how you foresee it happening when you go back in full-time teaching. Because as of right now, there's no plans on quitting your teaching job.
No, not at all.
Okay, good. And so let's talk about how you foresee that happening so another teacher can understand. So right now, obviously, if you need to print docs, you probably just turn your chair around in your home office, print your docs. How does that going to look for you when you start teaching in a classroom?
Well, just like anything else, I have I'm in my classroom. I have a fridge in there. Guess what's going to be above my fridge? My dual tray printer, ready to go. And, it's my personal printer. It's not anything on the school or anything, just like my fridge. And that's what I use. If I need to print something, I have it, boom, click of a button. It's right there, ready to go. And eventually, hey, if I have to put it in my car, that's where it's going to have to be. But I think as my envision right now, I think the way being on my desk, on top of my fridge where it's going to be, is going to work just fine.
And so when you go classroom full time, you're still seeing the 5 minutes in between periods. You can still envision yourself answering text messages, using those 5 minutes to just say yes or no on text messages and communicating with your title partners. So again, I'm trying to cover our bases with teachers who are not doing this with COVID, because obviously COVID and working from home, it's pretty easy peasy, turn around, print, text messages. But yeah, I just want to make sure I'm communicating. I love it, man. Look, I really hope teachers are finding this inspirational, because you had no idea that you can make 16. You're going to do $20,000 this month. Like, wrap your head around that, man.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
The
Uh,
average income in America is $38,000 a year. You're going to make half of that in 1 month. Like
yeah.
really wrap your
That's,
head around. It's insane. So look, let's also, so look, I'm gonna be honest with you, all you students, I'm the coach, the players make the plays. Like, so, I want to inspire another teachers. Like, look, I have the system, but the system only works if you work the system, and you're working the system like a boss. And I can't be more proud of you for that. So, I want to inspire some other teachers, and I want to inspire some of our loan signing system students, right? So it's safe to say that you have no sales background, like you.
zero.
Because because I think there's a myth, because you get business directly from title companies. If you're new to this industry, you hear him use the word direct a few times. What that means is he's getting business directly through title companies, realtors, lenders. He's bypassing the signing service, keeping the entire $175, $200 fee. So I want to inspire some LSS students now and some teachers at the same time. Because I think there's a myth, Josh, that in order to get business directly from title companies, you need to be a salesman, right? Some people see me on the YouTube videos or me like, oh, Mark, well, your personality is just so, so you're always so happy and upbeat and energy, and you're a natural born salesperson. I go, look, you don't have to be a natural born salesperson to get business and make $16,000 to $20,000 a month. So I want to talk about, when did you choose to go direct? And then I also want to talk about like kind of how nervous you were, if you were at all, about, going into the title company. So, when did you make the decision to go direct, and talk about that?
To be honest, when I first said I needed to go to direct as soon as possible, it was my first week, how busy I was. And like, it's great. You're getting all this click of a button, yes, from signing services, which is awesome. But at the same time, it's from all these different title companies, different docs. Some's giving you at this time, that time. And I was just so busy, and and this was before I was back in the classroom. So I was just
So what
really,
I'm hearing is you saw the money.
yeah,
So
100%.
you saw
Yeah.
the money is what I'm hearing.
Oh,
And so, you did a week of signing service business, you were busy, and then you're like, look, they're keeping half the fee.
yeah.
And
100%.
so I want to go get it. Is that what I'm hearing in a roundabout way?
100%. Yeah. You're like, man, I'm doing this many. Then, I do teach math too. So in my head, I'm like, geez, even if I got another $25 of the 30 I did this week, we're talking, that's a lot more money, hundreds of dollars. And so imagine keeping the whole fee. Imagine you do 10, you get $75 more per that. 750 more dollars a week. That's insane.
It's life changing, frankly.
Yeah.
I mean, you get
That's a whole nother salary. That's a whole,
that's right, $3,000 a month or 36 grand a year.
yeah,
Same
a
work.
whole nother salary.
That's right. So let's talk through that, man. So I love because everyone has different reasonings, right? You're a math teacher. It just came to simple black and white math. There wasn't any, crazy story behind it. It was like, look, I saw the money is leaving on the table. I need to go get it. So let's speak about go getting it, right? Because again, I think there's a misconception that the people who go direct are super salespeople. They're not nervous. They're not scared. They're not scared of the word no. So how was that for you? Because I know that it wasn't the easiest thing for you to go direct. So I want to talk through that. So if you can be honest and real, how was your experience? And let's talk through that.
Yeah, no, I'll be honest. It's a tough one. I'm like, I get nervous. Never want to do any kind of sales. Yeah, not for me. I don't like selling people things. No, I don't know. I get nervous talking about it. I can't even. No, it wasn't for me whatsoever. But what I did know is I had to do something. Right, it just wasn't going to fall in my lap.
So let's talk about, a lot of people get nervous about walking to an escrow office cold,
Yeah.
title office cold. You've done that, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Talk about that moment, right? Because that is the moment people are most nervous about. So you walk into a title office or lender's office, wherever it is, no one knows your name, right? And so how did you get past those nerves? What did the nerves feel like? And was it as bad as you thought it was going to be?
No, I mean, dude, it's nerves. Geez, still thinking about it when you talk about it, I get nervous. But yeah, it's nerve wracking for me. But once you do it, it's like, man, why didn't I do this earlier? For the people are nice. They're busy. They're like, oh, great, man, we're so busy right now. That's awesome. I'm glad you came in and introduced yourself. And it's like, oh my gosh, imagine if I didn't go and do that. So it's nerve wracking, still nerve wracking. But geez, I'm thinking about starting my, the signing service part now. It's like, oh man, that's gonna be nervous trying to get all that business out. But you got to start, and walking in there is the hardest part. But once you're in there, it kind of just takes place for itself. Just put on a smile, be yourself, be talkable, be friendly. Show your value to them. And
I think you said something that I don't want everyone to overlook, and you said it very quickly. Is when you walk in there, they go, "I'm glad you stopped by. We are busy." I think there is a myth that every title company is maxed out on notaries, right? They literally are telling you, "I am happy you stopped by," right? And proof is that they're so busy, they've been giving you business. And so I want to break down this myth with you that like, oh, all these title companies already have all the notaries they need. Not true, correct?
Yeah, no, definitely 100% not true. No way.
That.
Well, I mean, if they did, I wouldn't be having all the direct business I'm getting. There's so many different signings. People are buying, selling. There's investors. I'll do the signings for the same people week after week because they're buying a house, selling it, flipping, whatever they're doing. So there's so much volume going on at all times. So.
I think you've dropped these little nuggets you don't even realize you're dropping. And you said that, the reason I know there's busy is because I've gotten business. Like they've never met you before. You walk in, and then how quick are you getting your first signing after you walk in?
Quick. Maybe like the next day I'll get like a text, "Hey, can you come and do this signing?"
And so what I'm trying to inspire people in is like, look, you walked in, you said you used my version of the script in your words, obviously.
Yep, exactly.
So you're walking in saying my script, under your version, and the next day you're getting business. Like I want people to hear what you're saying.
100%. I walk in, you have to show them why you're going to be valuable. I mean, if anyone just walks in and says, "Hey, I'm a signing agent," okay,
right,
that doesn't tell them anything. But I did kind of bring it to the table. I say, "Hey, I've done the loan signing system certification, NNA certified. I take my education seriously. I take my business seriously." And then I start kind of going down the list, and then I tell them like, "Hey, and I'm a teacher. So this is, it's not going to be my prime job, my full-time, quote unquote, full-time job, even though it seems like it's because the income's so great." But, they really appreciate the honesty. They really appreciate that you educate yourself. I mean, if you just 100%, you're educated, you can show that you take what you're doing as your side job serious. That goes so much for them because they have that confidence in their head that, hey, they're going to do a good job. I don't have to worry about something not getting done. They're going to take care of it.
Love it. And I think, well, now let's swing it back to teachers. Okay. Before we exit this part of the conversation, I think there's going to be some teachers, Josh, who might feel insecure. Maybe that's not their word. Fearful that if they say I'm a teacher, I have another job that the title agents won't use them. So talk about like the fact you just said, I tell them I'm a teacher. Like, and how does that go when you say I'm a teacher? How does that go? Talk about that part of the conversation. So another teacher can be relieved of like, okay, cool. Maybe this thing will work for me.
Yeah. It's really amazing. Every time I bring up that I'm a teacher, everyone seems to be like, "Oh, really? That's so awesome. That's so hard what you do." And everyone's extremely appreciative of teachers. And I don't know what it is. Everyone's on the same page. They're all team teacher, I guess. And it's living proof, and they love it. And it's a good conversation. They start talking to me about things about, or maybe they have kids that are, especially right now, how everything's working out, blah, blah, blah. And so, we start sparking up those conversations, and it just kind of continues. And before you know it, hey, I got business.
Love it. I mean, look, everybody has teachers they love. Everyone has fond memories of teachers. Everybody knows teachers are underappreciated and underpaid, period. And, when someone hears your teacher, that actually ends up working as a plus, because they look, you got the toughest job in America and you're underpaid. Let's get you some money. So it almost works in your favor because everyone has that connection to a teacher. So I'm hoping teachers are hearing this, that it's not a hindrance at your teacher. You're not hiding that you have a full-time job. You're not hiding that you're available nights and weekends. In fact, you're promoting it by saying, I'm a teacher, and that's actually end up getting you more business. Everybody knows a teacher. Every teacher should be a part-time signing agent. I truly believe that, and you are living proof that with some hard work that you can build a business. Again, man, I just have the playbook. You have to go make the play. So I don't want to take any credit for your greatness, man. I'm proud of you. The fact you're going through your nerves. I tell all you students, successful people have nerves. The only difference is successful people don't let nerves hold them back from doing what they want to do. The unsuccessful people have nerves and they stop. Successful person see the nerves and realizes that moment, I got to push through them. I can't take credit for your own tenacity in that arena, man. So thank you for showing people what it's like to be nervous, but still getting through it, being honest, letting people know I got a full-time job, I'm a teacher, and I'm saying it's working out okay.
Oh, great. And I mean, like, to your credit, Mark, you're the coach. We're the athlete. And yeah, you can give all the advice, the most perfect advice, but you guys still have to go out and do it. And that's the big thing. And that's what I noticed. You take action. Trust me, you have the playbook. You have whatever you need right in front of you. You implement that, you take action, you will have success.
Love it, man. Well, speaking of success, I always ask you successful signing agents because, my man, you're successful. So what is one piece of advice you would give a signing agent to help grow their business or achieve the success you're achieving?
One, you have to show, the biggest part, you're going to have to show your value to whoever's giving you business. One, do things what most people would not do. And for me, I'll do a lot of different things. I'll say, they're like, hey, can you go early in the morning? Hey, can you? I'm always like, yes, yes, yes. But the more you say yes, you'll realize the more the signings that are maybe closer to you, that might fit your schedule a little bit better, you'll start getting more of those. Big one, I'll get a Friday night, 8:30. Hey, can you go drive to San Jose? And it's good, 40 minutes away from me. Sure, I'm your person. Boom, there, get it done. Drop it off, whatever I have to do.
And I don't want to interject, but you hit on something, which, by the way, is the loan signing system nugget, is, by doing what other signing agents won't do, they reward you for that. And I think that's what's lost on a lot of signing agents, including our students, is some students, they'll see a signing that's an hour and a half away. And they're like, oh my gosh, an hour and a half away. If you break it down per hour, I'm only making X money, whatever. Instead of realizing that taking that appointment will then in turn give them 2 appointments that are closer to their location. And so I think that's a great nugget you just dropped, is by always saying yes, you start seeing the other signings right next to your house magically appear. And it's not magic, it is paying it back. Like, thank you, Josh, for going to San Jose. Thank you for taking the hour appointment that was, thank you for taking the 6 a.m. Thank you for taking the 11 p.m. So we're going to reward you. And I love what you said. It's about always trying to give value. And again, that's another loan signing system nugget that we're giving away for free in this video, is just give value, show value, do what other signing agents won't do, man. And you're living proof in 3 months. I mean, you're a math major, right? Math teacher. So $4,000, 16,000, 11,000. I mean, what is that quick math? $27,000, $31,000 in 3 months.
Yeah, give or take. Probably a little more. Guys, do a good job with your accounting from the start. It'll help.
But yeah, my point is, you're making $31,000 in the first 3 months of your career as a signing agent. Like, incredible. Everybody, period, should be a signing agent. But teachers, I hope you're hearing this. You're underpaid, underappreciated. This is the best side business anyone could ever ask for if you're a teacher.
100%. And I have colleagues. My brother's also a teacher, doing it right now.
Yeah, I love it, man. Okay.
They're signed up for the course. They're on it.
Yes. The loan signing system family's growing. I love it, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's wrap up with this. Again, you've been extremely vulnerable. I think we've gotten a lot of value for teachers out of this. Let's end it with this. I think there's a lot of, I always round up the conversation with one last question. And that is, you were nervous about something before you even took the loan signing system, right? Before you even pulled the trigger on getting your notary commission, before you pulled the trigger on the course, there was something in the back of your mind, like whatever that sticking point was. That we all have it. What was that moment for you? Now looking back on it, you're like, man, why was I even nervous about that to begin with? What was that for you?
I mean, just you have all these different signatures to sign in. You never seen and you still have some you never see before. It's just the way it is. Different lenders, different title companies, but it was nerve wracking, and it's okay. You'll be all right.
So what I'm hearing, just make sure I'm hearing you right, is like, you were nervous, overwhelmed, intimidated, whatever words you want to use.
Right.
There's 150 pages of signatures, dates, and initials. And you're like, dude, how am I going to actually not miss a signature, date, or initial on all these forms that I've never seen before? And now looking back, you're like, what was I even nervous to begin with? Does that sound about right? Did I summarize that correct?
100%. When I first started, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm doing 4 signings today. That seemed like kind of overwhelming. Now I don't even think about how many signings I'm doing. I just go do them. And that's it. There's nothing to think about. You're on like autopilot. And it is awesome. And if you guys are a loan signing system, that is, as a teacher, that is one of the most valuable things that I've ever done for anything. That's going to make me improve of whatever I'm doing. If I'm going to be a signing agent, I want to be the best at it. So education, living proof, this is going to be a big stepping stone of anyone who wants to be a signing agent. It's education.
I love it, man. I love it. I think, helping people, the fact that you were nervous and intimidated by this brand new learning curve, right? And I think it really comes down to is when people are nervous about missing signatures, dates, and initials, it's really like, am I able to learn all this, right? It's like, I've never been a notary. I've never been in the lending industry. And am I going to be able to like learn the difference between a HELOC and a reverse mortgage? And with time and studying, the answer is yeah, right?
Yeah, I mean, the way from a teacher perspective, every single year you have a whole new set of students, and you kind of get nervous, like, oh, what if, you have all these what ifs, and then once the school year starts, everything is going, you're comfortable. You're like, why was I ever nervous to have this different class I'm teaching? Same concept, you have these what ifs, these little nerves, because there's going to be a learning curve, but you just think it back how you adapt to every single school year, every class you've had, every student you've had, how you adapt to help them. And it's the same thing. You're just adapting. And then before you know it, it's like it was effortless almost. You're just ready to go all the time.
Let's kind of wrap up with this last question. Again, I want to wrap up talking to another teacher. If a teacher's watching this right now and says, you're full of BS. There's no way you made $16,000 in your second month around your teaching schedule. What would you say to that person?
I was like, yeah, you want to come follow me around for a day? No, it's because you can see, break down the science and the math to them. I do one from this time. I have work. We do this. I print, drop off docs, and from 3:15, 4:30, 5:45, 6, 7, however late you want to go. There's 5 done. I mean, once you get to the point where you grow your business so much, you're only going direct. 175 times 5 is $875. So, and we're talking from like a 3 to 8.
Mm-hmm. Because you can see on the outside how that could almost be unbelievable, right? Your second month in a business you've never been in, and you do $16,000. People go their entire lives without ever making $16,000 a month. And to come on here and be like, look, my second month or my first full month, I was able to clear $16,000. You're $11,000 2 weeks into the third month in business. And so, I just want to kind of get your feedback on what you'd say to someone who says, that's just totally not true. And I think you're right. Follow me around and I'll show you.
No, it can be done. And like I said, the better relationships you build, the more you're willing to do what others won't, the sooner you won't have to do what the others have to get that business. And that's what I noticed. I think just kind of, I'm patient. things kind of just fall into my lap now for business. Like this weekend, I wasn't intending on being this busy, but when they need me, they need me, and and they're giving me the opportunity, so I'm gonna take it.
I love it. Momentum creates momentum. That's what I teach you guys, right? It's like you're experiencing the momentum because of the previous work you're doing and the customer experience you're giving. So let's end with this, man. Do you think every teacher in America should be a loan signing agent?
100%. I think every single teacher in America, no matter where you are at in your teaching career, getting started, it could be a second income after retirement if you've been in it for a while. I think everyone should be a signing agent. It just gives you an opportunity that you would never have as a teacher. It's as a second income. Think about it, a higher paying second income.
Well, I'm proud of you, man. I can't be more proud of you. I'm excited. You're right. Signing service. Look, if you break $20,000 this month, okay? When I say this, when you break $20,000 this month, you will be the quickest loan signing system student to ever make it to the 20K club. I want you to wrap your head around that, man. We have thousands of students. You've seen the Bill Zanungas, the Laura Tasadris, the Connor Browns, the Alex Montoyas. You've seen them all. None of them have done $20,000 in their third month as a loan signing agent.
No. Well, 8 to 3 teaching too. The potential's there. It's, and I guess the biggest thing I want to take from this is not taking just how much money you can make, but just how you can be a teacher and have this as a second income. And it's going to change everything. It's going to change how you teach. And that's not saying it's going to put things into a better perspective, higher energy when you teach. And your students are going to feed off that. When your students see success with their teachers, not hearing how they're underpaid and you're doing so well, you're so happy all the time. Not that you weren't anyways, but you're just so focused on the teaching and you don't have to worry about other things such as finances. It's going to feed off onto the students, and it has this whole little snowball effect. Whereas they go on, they'll start pushing that same life lessons that you taught them to whoever they're around. And so, that's the biggest thing, is giving back to your community. And, being a loan signing agent as a teacher is giving back to your community. It shows you're a different breed, and you'll do whatever it takes to help others.
I love it, man. Well, we'll end with that. I had nothing else to add. So thank you for taking time. Thank you for inspiring everybody. Thank you for telling your story. I'll see you in the 20K club, my man. Till next time, man. Take care. Bye.
Perfect. Thanks, Mark.